Talk about Charles Farrington, who is buried on up the pathway, and I'll point him out after we move that way.
Good afternoon. I'm Charles Farrington. I was born the 2nd of February, 1871 in Rochelle, Illinois. My father, Orlando, was a farmer, and my mother, Zarina Snow Farrington, were my parents. I attended grade school and graduated from high school in Rochelle in 1890. After graduation, I went to work in the auditor's office in the Chicago, Iowa Railroad office. I worked there for about a year. After that, I went to Chicago and went to college in Chicago. And later on, I went back to farming in Ogalla, Illinois, the county. I worked there for about 5 years as a farmer. I then went to Iowa Falls, Iowa, and I worked at the Hawkeye Telephone Company. In 1900, an associate of mine, Otto Wetstein, and I traveled to Centerville. We was very disappointed when we first got to Centerville. The Sheridan River was flooded. The city courthouse had a garden, and that stayed underwater most of the time. So we at first thought the city maybe was built on a swamp. On top of that, if you go to Pell Row, which later would change to Midway, the alleys were lined with public outhouses. So you can imagine what that was like. But instead of leaving town as we first thought, we went to the livery barn and got a horse and a buggy and decided to have a look around town. We went down Drake Avenue and we saw a brand new, modern looking 3-story building which turned out to be Central Ward School. Pretty impressed about it, so we decided to stay, and we bought the local telephone company from Bell Telephone. In 1900, there was 119 subscribers, and Bell Telephone had been in business here for 19 years. There was 100 business subscribers and 19 residents. After we bought Bell Telephone, we took on 2 more partners, and that was Campbell Bradley, who was a banker, and C.W. Lewis, who was a lumberman. And we changed the name to Centerville Phone Company. A few years later, I bought out all my partners, and we changed the name to Appanoose County Telephone Company. In 1903, I married Teresa Convoy, and out of that marriage we had 3 children. There was Lucille, Charles Jr., who preceded me in death, and John. In 1915, we took on an undertaking of construction that was unheard of before. We built a building over the top of the existing wood frame building on Pell Row so that phone conversation would not be interrupted. And at that time too, I might add that phone conversations were all limited to no more than 5 minutes. A lot of concept, huh? After the completion of a new building that turned out to be the first fireproof building within the city limits of Centerville. In 1918, I was a member of the Iowa Independent Telephone Association, and in 1918 I was voted on the board of directors. It's following me. I was on the board of directors in 1938 to 1936 through 1938 inclusive. I was director of the Independent Iowa Independent Telephone Association. Also at the same time, I was a member of the National Board of Directors for several years, and served on the Board of Directors there also. In March the 30th, 1954, I passed away, and my son John took over the business, running the phone company. Thank you.